All right, you are all good. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Richard Guggen, Vice Chair of the Parks and Recreation Commission. I'll be conducting the meeting tonight. So we'll call this meeting to order. I think everybody's name's on the screen, so that serves as our roll call. So has everybody had a chance to read the minutes of the last meeting? Any questions or comments? Any objections to unanimous approval? Minutes will be approved as read. So we'll move right along to our parks report. So, Guy, take it away.
Sorry, do we need a motion and a second for minutes?
I would suggest it, yes.
You want that? Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody want to move?
I can't motion on my own minutes. I don't.
That's right. Somebody want to, the unanimous consent comes after the motion, so we'll take a motion now. So I think.
Motion to accept the minutes from our last meeting. Yeah.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Greg and Jeremy, thank you. Now, is there any objection to unanimous consent? Okay. So minutes are approved. Thank you. Now we've stalled long enough, Guy. Take it away.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Happy to see all your smiling faces tonight. So here we go on the monthly report. It's mostly been snow removal, of course. But we did get a little bit of time up at the Rancho house. We're still working up there, finishing up a lot of the trim work, enhancing the trim work. I hope to be out there hopefully next week or two. So we'll keep working at that, get that done before our busy season really starts this spring. Of course, we're still working with Shive Hattery regarding the pool heater project and some other things that are going on at the rec center. Continue to pick up pet waste stations. The dog park, I just want to mention, it is officially closed for right now. It will be closed until May 1st. We're trying to reestablish the turf grass out there. We did not get a good stand of grass last season, so we're going to really give it a good effort this year to get some grass growing, and hopefully the weather cooperates. We did do a dormant seed last year, so the seeds are already there. It just needs to warm up and start to grow. We maintain equipment this month. We're still getting equipment ready for this upcoming season. Of course, we had a lot of snow equipment repairs to make. See, considerable amount of time was spent, of course, doing snow removal on city parking lots, our responsibility city parking lots, sidewalks, trails, roundabouts, Highway 965. Of course, it's been a challenge on us and the park staff, but I think it's behind us now. Hopefully we won't get any more snow for the season, and maybe we can take all of our snow equipment off and start putting on summer equipment. Continue to work with Kirkwood and other schools regarding seasonal help. Tim and I have both been doing interviewing of some of the applicants. We've offered a few jobs to a couple of them, so we're waiting on word back. But it's still early. I know we'll get a bunch of more applicants here soon, so we'll keep working on that so we can fulfill our seasonal employee roster. We hire about 12 people, 12 seasonal people every year. Continue to work with Shive Hattery regarding some of the landscape designs of the Ranch Way Phase 5. That's including the underpass, the new underpass. And I'm still working with them regarding landscaping and design of the Dubuque Street enhancements that will probably, some of it will start this fall, some of the demo work that we're going to have to do. And lastly, still kind of finalizing the FY 21-22 budget. Well, it's pretty much done now. It's submitted and everything, but just kind of making some tweaks there. So if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Guy, just about dog park, is there signage up out there explaining what's going on? I assume there is.
Yes, there is a sign up there. It's just a laminated sign, but it does say it's closed and will reopen May 1st to reestablish turf grass. In the meantime, we're gonna work on permanent signage and hopefully get things in line for a grand opening. I'm not sure when that date will be yet, but I'd really like to have a grand opening when we reopen. So
Great. I see on the Red Fern Dog Park website, there is listing of it as well being closed. Just my input on it is I think it needs to be bolder and bigger and in red.
you mean the actual signs out at the dog park, or?
No, I'm talking about
On the
on the website. So it's
Okay.
on the web. It's highlighted in blue, and it says, due to unfortunate turf issue, it must
Okay.
close from March 1 to May 31. I think that should be like a red banner across the
Okay.
website, because it's probably going to help you guys not get bombarded
Sure.
with phone calls if it's
Yep.
there when you log in.
Very good point. I'll bring that up and see if we can't change that.
Just thinking ahead for you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Very good idea. Appreciate that.
Guy, this is Shannon. I know you've shared this before, but where exactly is the underpass going to be on that Renshaw project?
On the 965 project?
Yeah, on that, sorry, 965 project, yes.
Okay, so it would be just north of the City Hall area. You know where City Hall's at?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Just north of that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I was trying to explain it to someone and then kind of realized I wasn't certain. So thank you.
Right. Yep, just north of it.
Anything else? I think, again, there's a lot of kudos for keeping the trails and parking lots and things clear to the snow. We know that's been a big job this winter. Everybody appreciates that.
Yep. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Any other questions for Guy?
Hey, Guy, I got one question. This is Shelley. Regarding the dog park, you had mentioned, I think last month, that a lot of people were still using it, and, parking, even there wasn't enough parking for some of the people. Do you have, with it being closed, do you have that barricaded off, or are you going to still allow people to gather out there?
We're still going to allow people to gather, because not just dog park users use it. There's a lot of people that just go up there and enjoy the view, to maybe just stop in and just relax for a little bit in their car, and then they'll move on. That's a pattern I've seen. It's kind of like at any other park. Quail Ridge Park used to be that years back, where people just pull in there and kind of enjoy it, and then they'd leave. A lot of times at lunchtime and things like that. So we're gonna just leave it open. But the gates are padlocked shut.
If we happen to see a parking issue, then just let you know as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't think we'll see a parking issue right now, but when the dog park reopens, I'm sure we're gonna see some parking issues.
Yeah. It's popular spot, but I think
Yes.
everybody understands that in order to make it as good as we'd like to see it, it's going to have to sacrifice being closed a couple months. I think they'll follow.
It's gonna be a learning curve for us too, just because of the nature of just keeping that grass healthy. I don't know if we're gonna keep it healthy, because a lot of other dog parks that I've visited, the turf grass is very difficult to keep going. So we'll do our best.
Yeah. Yep. We know you will. Anything else? Okay, I guess we'll move on to the recreational report from Shelley.
All right. We continue to dial up the opening of the facility. We actually opened up for weekends starting the first weekend in February. So we've had 4 weekends of being open for member use by reservation. So that has gone well. And so we make some strides to open little by little back up. That opening on weekends takes a lot of part-time staff. We are still trying to work through that and hire more part-time staff to cover some of the operations on weekends. So we're doing that in the process as well. We still provide all the use with our safety protocol in place. So wearing masks, trying to social distance, and do all those things while still trying to provide these activities and make that slow transition. It's not just something we're gonna say, okay, open up the doors and let everybody in. So that has had some questions from public, but we are still under that process of a slow return to increased use and increase in programming and stuff like that. And just we're kind of continuing that process to be just ready to adapt to whatever changes need be month to month at this point. And I see that going at least through May, if not, through the summer as well. We did hit a bump in the road the week of February 22nd. We had that snow load on top of our roof. It began to melt and slide. We ended having our gas lines on the roof break, and that was to some of our rooftop units along with the unit, the Innovent pool unit, brand new unit. So we were down for just about a day, the pool, while we made some temporary fixes. We are limping along right now. In that Innovent unit, we're using 2 of the 4 burners. Basically, the south side of that unit burners are working. The north side that got impacted by the snow and the gas lines are isolated and turned off. The rooftop units are all off at this point. And so within the facility itself, we might feel some temperature changes up in the track area, weight and exercise area. Again, with the warmer weather, that has helped. We haven't seen too much of an issue at this point. Hopefully, as the weather continues to be nicer, we'll just ease right into it as we continue to get the repairs made. So that was about 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday of that week. And then, of course, Thursday, we were close enough to the police incident where we had a lot of kind of concerned individuals. And actually, we ended up, the rec staff helped with some local close by daycares and brought them to the rec center for parents to pick them up from the rec center. So we did help with that incident. But yeah, that was a rough week, a long week. And we're still, like Guy mentioned, having meetings after meetings, trying to figure out how to get the repairs done and in what order between roof structure, gas line structure, units themselves, snow gems, what is the process moving forward. So hopefully we don't have this happen again. So that was kind of the end of the month. Facility usage, as I said in my report, we're averaging about 230 users per day. And then a lot of just of that program information is in my report. I don't know if anything really sticks out that you guys need answered or not. Our before and after school program numbers are slowly on the tick up now that they're back in school, and we're just doing the after school program only. So we're taking care of that. We did start March swim lessons. They are still low turnout just because the parent has to be in the water with the child. And that's some of the COVID safety protocol that we put in place, so we don't have staff in close contact with the kids. What else did I have in my report? Let's see. What we're working on right now is looking for what we're doing May through August, so summer programming. The big one there, we are going to open the outdoor pool. To what extent we're still working on. We'll probably have throw out some ideas and stuff. We're trying to figure out, are we going members by reservation only? Are we going North Liberty residents only first, and then do like a tier approach to non-residents? How do we do the drop-in along with member use? And there's a lot of little different scenarios we're working through our head. We are going to kind of operate as 2 separate facilities. We're thinking of having 2 separate entrances. So those coming for the indoor pool, that would be kind of those members coming in for lap swimming, and also our aqua fitness classes, keep those on the indoor pool. And then the outdoor pool would be more our recreational swim, and also have swim lessons, our morning swim lessons in the outdoor pool, and try and keep those separations. Outdoor pool people would come through an outdoor entrance gate, and then the indoor people would come through the rec center the normal way. So we're trying to figure out different avenues with our 2 different pools. Again, the biggest thing is going to be locker rooms, common areas, and how to keep control of groupage and stuff like that. So we're still working on all the details. We'll continue to provide that as we get those finalized, but those are some of the fun things that we're trying to work on. The rest of the report are just numbers on usage of different areas within the facility. Just trying to provide that information to you guys. I don't know, like I said, if you have any particular information or questions, I'm open to those.
Questions for Shelley? I'm guessing, I'm sure when you go to talking about opening the outdoor pool, that's going to become a lot of conversation in the next few weeks, couple months. So appreciate your diligence on working on that.
Yeah, Ashley.
Shelley,
Oh,
sorry. Shelley, has there been, as far as the pools, any guidance on reducing the capacity? So I don't know what the current numbers are, a couple of hundred maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, Ashley's done a great job of researching what those communities that did open last year, what they did, what they found useful. A lot of them, like you said, did what a reduction in capacity, be it 25%, be it 50%. You know, you have your certain tiers that you work from. And so that's basically a lot of the information that Ashley has formulated and is helping her decide what she feels comfortable and what that magic number is, and then moving forward. Same with the indoor pool. If we stick that with member use for lap swim, again, we can only take 6 people per time slot. So there are some limitations there. Swim lessons, hopefully we can start small and then increase and add more as people get vaccinated, or we see, you know, the numbers are definitely down and we can move forward. So that's kind of the tier process and everything we're doing, trying to come up with, okay, our plan A is this, our plan B is this, and then what's that progression moving forward.
Yeah, we've had at the Marriott, you know, we've got an indoor pool there, and there was no CDC guidance exactly on, you know, size of a pool and how many people really safely you could have in a pool at a time. But I think we dropped our numbers about 60% for what the capacity. But since the indoor pool is being used primarily for laps and so forth, you've got a lot better control over the situation. And the outdoor pool, you know, obviously it's going to be a challenge, but at least it's outdoors and there's a lot better ventilation for those that may be concerned with that.
Right, yeah. And again, while they're on the pool deck and going to like the locker rooms or going to the concession stand, we are going to ask them to wear their masks and stuff and still have that protocol in place. Again, we can't control everything. We're just going to have to address those issues as they come up, but we're going to at least put it out there, state, hey, here's what our expectations are, and please abide by them, and then we'll go from there if we have to go up or down with any of our protocol. So it's definitely a challenge, and I know at times Ashley's doing a lot of work, and she's like, well, that could change tomorrow, and it could change tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we're working through it.
Nice job. Thank you.
Shelley, are the city staff on any one of the tiers for vaccinations? Do you guys fall anywhere that's going to give you priority at any point in time?
We've actually had that survey come through City Hall that we were supposed to answer yes or no if we were interested in a vaccine. I think that went to all city staff. Police and fire, I believe, are done with their second shot. I did hear that our before and after school program staff might be in this next tier next week. We're just waiting on a call. I asked about lifeguards and the rest of us, and there is no timetable yet. So we're just waiting. HR did say if people had the chance and were able to get shots, to go ahead and get them and let department heads know. I have none of my staff, to my knowledge, has gotten them yet. So we're just patiently waiting.
Thanks. I wondered about that.
I don't know if this is helpful information, Shelley, but I'll share with you that Dive Ventures, for their swim lessons, they went away from the parent in the pool at the beginning of the year, and they're just doing face shields now for the teachers. So just FYI of kind of what they're doing. I'm not saying one's right or wrong. You know, obviously you got public and private we're talking there, but just a sort of an FYI for you.
And I know Ashley is really, I think she might have heard that as well as how others have done it, not only last summer, but throughout the year. And she is hopeful that come June, when, I guess that's another thing right now that I don't know if I mentioned, is right now our target date to open the outdoor pool would be June 12th, because the Iowa City School District has school through the 11th. So just to help with getting enough staff, getting everything in place, right now we're looking at probably opening day being June 12th, not Memorial Day weekend. So again, we're kind of weeding through it, but that's kind of our best guess right now, is we'd have to probably push that back to June 12th. So, but yeah, she's hopeful because of that. And then starting lessons that next week. Hopefully by then we could probably get into the water with, like you said, face shields, since can't really do the masks in the water, but the face shields, they've tried it out a little bit in the lessons we're offering right now. If they have to get into the water, that they put their shields on. So we're working through that. But thank you for that information.
Yeah, no problem.
Anything else for Shelley? Any other general questions or concerns?
Richard, if you may, I have one thing I forgot to mention. It's an upcoming event. It's sponsored by the Tree and Stormwater Board. It's the Muddy Creek cleanup, which we missed last year, and there's quite a bit of trash that's going to be, and he's picked up this year. But we're going to hold it on April 10th at 9 a.m. starting at the rec center. We're looking for volunteer people that can help. Of course, we have the Boy Scouts, the Cub Scouts, and Tree and Stormwater Board members and city staff that participate in that. But we're always welcome any other public that may like to come and join us. So it's April 10th, 9 a.m. at the north side of the rec center where we meet, north parking lot.
Good. Thanks,
and
guys.
Also, we are going to allow shelter rentals this year. I just had a conversation with City Hall, and we decided that we're going to continue on back with shelter rentals. So just as a FYI on that.
Thanks. That's some good, important information. I think the cleanup's a good community project. I think we've had some good points to some takeaways from tonight. Number one, dog park closed. Number two, pool planning to be open in June. And number three, shelter rentals are going to be available in the community. So I think there's some good things to talk about and to point out to the community tonight. So
I have one question. I'm sorry. Splash pads, were they open last year?
No.
And will they be open this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, perfect.
Takeaway number 4. Good.
That's the age range my kids are in, are the splash pads.
It's a very, very important summer feature. Yes.
Those are things to share via our meeting tonight and to share via ourselves into the community. Those are important things to know. We appreciate our good staff working on those things, and primarily, and also keeping our staff and our community safe. It's important. So.
One last question for you, Guy. Is there a certain pattern or protocol for having porta potties at specific parks? Like I know at one time we've seen them at Centennial. Is that something? I mean, obviously with pandemic and stuff, I can see that, you know, why it didn't happen last year. Is that something that'll happen again?
Yes, we placed porta potties. Centennial is one of them. And any other place, Kosher Park's another. Any place that does not have a restroom close by, we try to put a porta potty in it.
Great.
So
Thank you.
yeah, we'll
Just
be
curious.
back doing that.
Awesome.
Thanks. A lot of good points made tonight. Anything else? Well, then we'll call for a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
A second?
I'll second.
Okay. Now, is there any objection to unanimous consent on that one? Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, staff and